of the problems of the pandemic in dealing with lockdown, is family finances. One report just out has suggested that 1 in 3 families cannot pay their household bills, or they fear they won't be able to over the next 12 months because resources have been stretched so thinly. Let's talk to the Chief Executive of the charity Family Action, who commissioned this work. It's David Holmes, and he's on the line to us this morning. David, 1 in 3, that's quite a big number. Are we suggesting that is because of the lack of income, or because the income is just not sufficient to meet the outgoings?
Well, the finding is that number of people expect their personal finances to get worse over the next year. And I guess that's very much one of the legacy impacts of the pandemic, which has affected us all. But our research has also looked at the broader effect of the pandemic on families across all aspects of family life. So not just finances, but also parental mental health and well-being, parental confidence, and also relationship quality as well.
And how do you address those? Do different areas of expertise for each concern?
Well, I think what it helps us to think about is when we talk about resilient families, we're not just talking about money, we're talking about all those different dimensions of family life that actually make a family really healthy. So obviously family finances, but also strong family relationships, having access to wider support networks, having good physical and mental health, but also the ability to cope with life's ups and downs and find solutions. If all of those are in place, then families can be really quite resilient and can cope with the ups and downs of everyday life. If some of those aspects start becoming more difficult, then families struggle more. And the reality of the pandemic is it's affected families in lots of different ways. Some of us have been really impacted financially. Others of us have really struggled with our health and well-being. And so in looking forward, we need to find ways to get everybody through and out the other side of this pandemic. And that's what the report's about.
But you mentioned access to networks. That's exactly in the conventional sense of meeting people, bumping into people, having a drink with somebody. That's what we haven't been able to do during lockdown.
Yes, absolutely. And hasn't that been hard for everyone? But hopefully that will come back. But in the meantime, what's really important is if people are struggling, if they're experiencing difficulties, talk about it. Don't just suffer in silence. Share those worries and problems. Seek support from services like our Family Line services if you need it. But don't think you're struggling on your own. You're not the only one.
David, one of the difficult conversations, though, is there is no magic wand here, is there? People will have to deep into their reserves of resilience, because there is no way that anybody can just wave a wand and wish or make all these troubles go away.
Yes, that's right. There is no magic wand, but a really positive step forward is to just recognise that the pandemic has affected us in different ways. We haven't all had the same experience. Yes, we've all been through the lockdown together and the restrictions, but the way in which that's impacted on us and within our families has differed. So it's good to recognise that, to recognise that our experiences have been different. And in thinking sort of nationally how we deal with that, there's been such a focus on sort of the economy and jobs, and of course that's hugely important. But there needs to be a broader focus on societal recovery and just getting us all through into the next stage. One of the practical things we can do is just talk about our problems, share those experiences, and realise that we're not alone, and that will help. Some people are going to need more, though, and they'll need more support, and so they'll need more support, and so they'll need more support, and so they'll need more.